competition. Please refrain from throwing objects on the playing field, blowing whistles, and interfering with the flow of the game. Spectators caught engaging in such actions will be removed from the stadium and possibly arrested. Here are today's match officials. Please welcome referee John Motto, assistant referee Ben Regal, assistant referee Tom Felice. Our fourth official this evening is Josiah Park. Here's tonight's starting lineup for Detroit FC. Please welcome their captain, number 5, Stephen Carroll. In goal tonight, number 1, Nathan Steinwasser. Number 2 is Reese Williams. Number 3, Alexander Villanueva. Number 4, Ryan Williams. Number 8, Abdoulaye Diop. Number 9, Benjamin Morris. Number 12, Michael Bryant. Number 19, Taki Elvis Amo. Number 21, Maximiliano Rodriguez. And number 30, Devin Amumensa. Detroit FC are led by head coach Danny Dicchio with assistant coaches Charlie Miles and Daniel Fajardo. Tonight's match ball being delivered by Christopher Arenas. Let's make some noise and welcome Christopher to the field for ball delivery.
Yes, I do. In the G4 with the bird's eye view. Think like an. Yeah, that's true. From dealer to a hope dealer, I'm folk realer. She a hustler, she a go getter. She gon' go realer. She UGK, Muhammad Ali, thriller in Manila, so thriller. You wanna get it?
to beat Friday night soccer at WakeMed Soccer Park as the host, North Carolina FC, desperate for 3 points, welcomes in for the first time Detroit City FC as we bring you USL Championship Soccer right here in Cary, North Carolina. How important is this game? The standings will tell the story as North Carolina FC comes in sitting in 9th place. And when you break down the standings, the top 8 make the playoffs. North Carolina FC looking up at Rhode Island. They're also looking up at the team they face tonight in Detroit City FC. And good evening, everyone. Dean Linke alongside the legend that is Kendall Fletcher-White. Great to be with you, Kendall. And really, the standings do tell the story.
Yeah, it's a mid-table clash. Both teams are going to want to get results. Obviously, Detroit's going to want to stay in playoff position. Big game for North Carolina, just outside of it. Also, Rhode Island's 3 points ahead of them, with a game in hand. So if North Carolina can get 3 points tonight, that puts them in good position because they have a game in hand on Rhode Island. So a big game for both teams.
All right, for North Carolina FC, you like the way Olex Anderson has been combining with Conway.
Yeah, in the last 2 games, they've really started to form a partnership, which is dangerous. Obviously, Conway has 6 goals on the season. Olax has 4, and so Olax tries to get in behind, and Conway is just a pure finisher, and so he's dangerous wherever he gets the ball. But those combinations, the way that they're linking up and pulling apart defenses is very good.
And for Detroit City FC, you have your eye on Maxi Rodriguez, number 21.
Yeah, he sits in the 10. He just kind of controls the team. He's a prolific goal scorer for them as well, always dangerous around the box. Someone North Carolina is going to have to pay attention to, but the team feeds off of him, and so he'll be a key player for them today.
All right, that sets the table, and of course, Jake McGuire will be hoping to pitch a shutout. But we return with the lineups and the kick. North Carolina FC, Detroit City FC, USL Championship Soccer around the corner.
With a family like that to take care of, the two of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the two of you.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chalfa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park, getting set for USL Championship action. Detroit City FC in town to take on North Carolina FC. Let's take a look at John Bradford's starting lineup for the home team, North Carolina FC.
No changes for Bradford's side today from their last game. We talked about Conway and Olax Anderson being really dangerous in the attack. Any of the front 8 are actually dangerous, but the unsung heroes are the back 3 and McGuire, who have been posting some good numbers this season and are going to be key to keeping North Carolina in the game tonight.
Well done, Kendall. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for Danny Dicchio and Detroit City FC.
Only one change for them from their last time out. Jupe comes back into the lineup. Number 8, he was out with a suspension for a red card last game. He's actually quite a threat offensively, so North Carolina will have to watch out for him, and obviously we highlighted Rodriguez as well.
That is the lineup for
Please welcome Bryce Washington.
Detroit City FC. Danny Dicchio is actually the head coach, not Antonio. And John Bradford is the head coach of North Carolina FC. There's John Bradford. Actually was disappointed with only 1 point out at Sacramento, which is saying something, as he felt like they completely outplayed Sacramento.
Yes, they were all over them. They created a lot of chances, actually quite a few of their last several games. You know, they were up 2-0 on one of the top teams in the other division and got a red card, and that team came back. So North Carolina can compete with any of the teams in this league. It's just now about, can they get a result? Can they get the final product on the field?
Kendall Fletcher White, part of that $1 million TST team. He rode it in her Benz in here. That was fun, though, huh?
It was so much fun. It's such a good event. The tournament organizers do a phenomenal job for that. Participants and I think spectators alike really enjoy it.
Underway, North Carolina FC in the dark blue, Detroit City FC in the white, and what we'll call a little bit of maroon. Not sure if I have that totally right, but nonetheless, we got things rolling here with North Carolina FC and Detroit City FC. Delighted to be with each and every one of you watching from around the world, especially those of you from Detroit Rock City. I grew up in Toledo, Kendall, so mad respect for Detroit. Grew up a fan of all their sports teams.
All right, so are they your team tonight?
You know that's not the case. Long ball, Batista, as it'll fall to Ben Morris. Morris wearing that number 9, trying to find Amo. Batista over to Perez. Armstrong back in the lineup. Detroit City FC, they look clean to start here. Really moving the ball well. Mumensa will get it now. Send it long. It's good to spend time with the former coach and sporting director Trevor James, who is here, traveled with Detroit City FC. Detroit City FC women's team was this close to making the North Carolina Courage travel up there to play in the U23 final. Instead, they lost to Northern Colorado, and it'll be at WRAL tomorrow night.
Their loss is our game here in North Carolina, getting to host that game tomorrow at WRAL.
They moved up the kickoff time to 6 p.m., which means you could double dip. You could see the North Carolina Courage U23 team win a W League title and then buzz over here and watch the North Carolina Courage take on the Orlando Pride as the cross is sent in, headed out of there.
Both of those would be excellent games for any spectator who wants to do the double dip.
Michael Bryant gives it back over to Stephen Carroll. Jote back in the lineup. Had it a moment ago.
Both teams just feeling each other out. North Carolina doing a good job of getting behind the ball. Detroit controlling much of the possession here right off the bat.
Long ball headed there by Washington. I was in Richmond earlier today and got caught in an absolute monsoon. Did you catch any of that?
The edges hit us, but I'm glad it moved through before the game started. I was worried about the game tonight, but we got rid of the weather.
Rui Perez with the steal. He'll try to earn a corner kick. I think he did. It'll be a corner kick, North Carolina FC.
North Carolina
All
can
right,
be very
fans, let's make
dangerous
some
on set
noise for
pieces.
the boys on this
Detroit,
Alpaca Peruvian
last
soccer
several
kick
games have
corner
given up
kick.
goals on set pieces, so this will be an area where North Carolina will look to capitalize and try to get on the board early.
The competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento look for revenge against a red-hot Oakland team on Sunday, July 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern, and on August 3rd at 4 p.m. Detroit City, this team right here, will host newcomer Rhode Island FC for the first time as the USL Summer of Soccer continues on the CBS network. Mikey Maldonado to Armstrong. Rafa, one touch, and the rip. Now the counter is on. The speed here of Detroit City FC. Oh, and little clip right there. This could be red. Whoa. It will be a red card to Ezra Armstrong. I mean, it's a breakaway. There was two defenders, though, right?
Yeah, I think that's a really harsh call by the referee. There were two other defenders. North Carolina getting caught on the counter. Two other defenders are recovering. You can see it's not on purpose. He's trying to get out of the way. They clip their feet. Obviously, you've got to be careful of that. But there's other recovering defenders there. That's a harsh call by the referee, but obviously at his discretion.
NCFC red card in the fifth minute play to number 42, Ezra Armstrong.
Armstrong can't believe it. He already had to sit out the last game because of a red card, and now 5 minutes in, back in the lineup. Unfortunate for Ezra Armstrong.
This will be a tall order now for North Carolina, being down a player from the 5th minute of the game.
It's going to be a stiff climb. Jake McGuire spills it and has it. So, as you know, I was calling the ECNL Boys National Championships today, and earlier today, I kid you not, Doral out of Miami was taking on Kansas Rush out of Kansas City, Kansas, and 5 minutes in, the Doral goalkeeper, literally 5 minutes in, at the 5 minute mark, came out, touched the ball 5 yards out, red card, and they got destroyed 5-1. It changed the game, and now here, 5 minutes in, Armstrong sent to the showers. Unfortunate, as you said, it was purely accidental.
Yeah, and it's really going to have to change the game plan for North Carolina. You know, you give up a red card with 15 minutes left. You've got to adjust a little bit, but you can still go after the game in spurts. But to do this for 85 minutes, they're going to have to plan for that. They're going to have to be smart. It'll change a little bit about their style, how they get behind the ball, and then they're going to have to value possession.
Jeremy Shearer, the man in the middle who gave the red to Ezra Armstrong. Ben Rigel, Tom Felice on the lines. Josiah Park is your fourth official as we are just 7 minutes in, and that man is featured already. Jeremy Shearer giving the red to Ezra Armstrong, the son of the legendary Desmond Armstrong, who was in the U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame. Desmond, part of the 1990 U.S. World Cup team, and one of the final cuts for the 94 World Cup team. Basically lived with Desmond for 3 years out in Southern Cal, traveled the world with him. Wonderful man, great family. He's got 7 kids, including Ezra.
You're so connected to the soccer world, Dean.
That means I'm old.
If you aren't from somewhere where people are or spent time with people, it's amazing.
I'm old. He old.
You're experienced. That's the.
You're so kind.
You have a wealth of experience to share.
Paco Craig back wearing that captain armband and just barely has a wrap on that broken thumb. Had to miss a few games, and they missed his leadership, but Justin Malou did fine. I mean, one thing that, I don't know, I'm trying to be like you, be optimistic. You know, this team has played with a 3-back the entire season, so losing a player, yeah, it'll change their wingback situation a little bit, but they're used to playing with only 3 in the back, so that might help them a little bit.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a formation shift that'll be the issue. It'll be the workload that now 10 men are going to have to do against 11 men for 85 minutes. And they should be fine for, you know, most of this game, but at the end of the game, in the big moments, having to do that extra work is really going to take the toll and really the concern for John Bradford's side. It'll be interesting to see if Detroit shifts and puts a little bit more pressure. Right now, they're happy to let North Carolina keep the ball, which is playing into their hands.
The yellow card issued on June 28th down at Charleston, taking on Ben Pierman's Battery, with a team that's always up near the top of the USL Championship standings. North Carolina FC came out guns blazing. They had a 2-0 lead and then had a player
Detroit
sent
City
off.
yellow in the 10th minute of play to number
Final
12,
score was
Michael Bryant.
5-2. Charleston answered with 5 with the player advantage.
Yeah, and 3 of those came at the very end of the game. Again, I think it's going into North Carolina battled for a while, but just the toll it takes on the legs, the toll it takes for 10 men to try to do that work for that long, it really showed at the end of the game when they scored, I think, 2 or 3 of those goals. So, yeah, it can really play an impact. We'll see if North Carolina learned anything from that experience and maybe can adjust.
Maldonado, pretty good looping ball, far side across. Decent opportunity there for North Carolina FC to equalize. That would have been massive. Maldonado keeps it alive. Perez, look at that move. Breaking some ankles, Louis Perez, and handled there by Detroit City FC's Nathan Steinwasser.
Steinwasser is an excellent shot blocker. He will give up second balls, but he's done great in goal for Detroit. Following up will be key for North Carolina off those initial blocks.
North Carolina FC started out with 1 win in their first 8 games. They have gone 4-2-4 in their last 10 games for 16 points. Meanwhile, Detroit started out with 5 straight wins, the best start in club history, then had a 5-game winless streak. They're 3-2-1 in their last 6. All wins are clean sheets during that stretch. So both these teams pretty good normally defensively.
Yeah, both teams are at the top of the table for a lot of the stats defensively.
Played into space. Referee lets him play on. Detroit City FC.
One aspect to both of these teams is that they both like to counter. That'll be a little bit more difficult with North Carolina now being down to 10. But that's where Detroit got their opportunity. They countered quickly off of our corner. That's where they create a lot of their chances. They don't have great numbers offensively, but they do convert the chances that they create. And again, a lot of times it comes off counters, so that's something North Carolina's already been beaten on, but we'll have to pay attention to.
Ball sent long. If you're just popping over, the drama is that Ezra Armstrong, literally right at the 5-minute mark on a breakaway for Detroit City FC, accidentally clipped the forward and is sent off with a straight red. So North Carolina FC will have to play the rest of the game at down a man, but still 0-0. Also may have missed Kendall Fletcher White just flattening me on my thought of 3 in the back being a difference maker.
It was a good thought. It was a good thought.
You're like, no, there's no merit to that. I like that. Over to Bryant. Now Williams. Reese Williams, who his niece is here. I saw somebody holding Good Luck Uncle Reese sign here in Cary, North Carolina. That's pretty cool.
That is great. As someone who's had their nephews at my games, it's always nice to have family in the crowd with signs. Detroit now starting to start their 2 front forwards a little higher, not allowing or almost baiting North Carolina to play out.
Foul called against North Carolina FC, and it was actually Reese Williams who got clipped on the breakaway by Ezra Armstrong. Let's take a look at it.
Here again, just countered. Poor defending by North Carolina to let him get in 1v3. Again, Armstrong clearly not trying to get him, trying to jump around him to get on the inside, clipped his ankles. The attacker, Reese, was in front of the other North Carolina recovering defenders, so that might be why the red card came out. But again, I still think that's a big call so early in the game, but credit to the referee for having the confidence to make it.
So 15 minutes in, no score, but you'll hear me say several times just to remind everybody, Detroit City FC with a player advantage. Martin. Perez, pretty good ball, far side to Rafa. Rafa, back over Martin, and just over the crossbar.
That's really excellent work from North Carolina. Winning the ball, then getting on the attack, getting numbers forward. It's great work there from Rafa to get in the box. Really good awareness to put the ball at the top of the box for Martin. Just couldn't quite get over it. The ball was bouncing, but that's a great attack. Again, countering off of winning the ball defensively, getting forward quickly.
That's well said. I mean, I think the response to the red card from the home team has been pretty solid so far.
Yeah, what North Carolina is going to want to do is to be very opportunistic. Can they get one? Can they get two before their legs start to go, before it gets later in the game? Put some pressure on this Detroit team, but they've got to do the work defensively.
Lex Anderson Jr. steps in. Martin, who has 2 assists on the season, has not scored a goal, and I got to believe he'd like to have that one back. He was in a pretty good spot right there.
Would have been the perfect time for your first goal of the season. Again, it was tough. It was bouncing, and it wasn't off by much, but yeah, he'll want that one back.
Conway trying to find a seam. Minute 17. Detroit City FC. So Kendall, since I'm on a roll here at Zach Galifianakis' bragging camp, the U.S. team's first game was at the Pontiac Silverdome just outside of Detroit in 1994. They played Switzerland. So it was cool that my family could drive up from Toledo and be at that game.
There you go. Just another connection.
Good trap.
I bet if we really tried, we could find 6 degrees of separation from all these players on the field to you and or your family members.
Pettis has had a great start to this game. Really like the way he's played. Let him play on here, too. Conway can't get it through as Bryant takes away. Conway got hit on the shoulder. Looks to be in some pain. Conway's been in tremendous form.
He really has. He's such a dangerous threat offensively. The way he gets forward, his vision as a playmaker is excellent. Here we see the tackle. Gets into it, gets hit here. Shoulder comes across. Hopefully, may have dislocated or something. Hopefully it's not too bad. A little bit awkward on the way he got hit. Didn't look like there was too much in it. Getting back on his feet, looks like he might be okay. But yeah, he's a very dynamic forward for North Carolina, and certainly someone that North Carolina's want to get forward and get around the goal because he's a great finisher.
Fans, stop by August 10th for the next
he's trying to
home match against
wind up that left arm. NCFC 5, 6, and 7, 22 points.
Kickoff
ninth.
is at 7:30 p.m.
Detroit
Remember,
FC
kids got
8-5-3,
free this summer.
27
Show 12
points.
free ticket
They're
to
in
games July
6th.
1st to
North Carolina FC
September
got a
1st.
solid
Get your
point
tickets
on the
today
road in a
at
0-0 draw at
NorthCarolinaFC.com/tickets.
Sacramento Saturday. Olex Anderson had 4 of the team's 12 shots. Meanwhile, Detroit City lost 1-0 at home to Memphis 901 FC last Saturday. These two sides played each other back on April 6, 2024. Detroit won the first half for a matchup 1-0 on an own goal by Nelson Flores Blanco, who's now with San Antonio. Detroit City FC on the ball with the player advantage. Minute 20. Williams pushes it forward to Morris. It'll be a corner kick, Detroit City FC.
All right, fans, let's chant "Keep it out" for this Alpaca opposing corner kick.
You know, one impact of the formation shift may not be the 3-back, but it will pull Rafa and some of the attacking players further back to have to help defend. So you saw Maldonado. I mean, obviously he's a holding player, but they're going to be pulled a little deeper in order to defend, which means they're not higher up the field.
Keep an eye out for that. Ryan Williams' corner headed out by Batista, but Ryan Williams will have another opportunity. Left foot. Gets all the way through. And Mensah can't run it down and come back to North Carolina FC. Tune into ESPN2 for USL Summer of Soccer showdown between Championship Eastern Conference rivals Pittsburgh and Hartford as they battle to stay in the race for playoff contention. That's Saturday, July 20 at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have more on the Summer of Soccer at halftime, giving you a pretty big look at all of the games coming down the road on primetime, big-time networks, USL Championship. It's an amazing job with their TV deal this year and moving forward. Sliding tackle from Rafa Mensingen, an attacking player. When he heard that John Bradford was going to go with a 3-back system, he went in and said, I can do it. I will do the defending, and he has done the defending.
It's going to be key tonight. He has been a very key player for North Carolina, especially in the past few games. He got a goal, I think 2 games ago. So he's doing the work defensively, but then he's getting forward, and that's when North Carolina is at their best, when they can get those wingers to get high, get in the box, and create some goal-scoring opportunities.
Alongside Kendall Fletcher-White, Dean Linke, delighted to be with you for this USL Championship action. Ezra Armstrong, unfortunate set of circumstances as he tripped up Reese Williams on a breakaway. He did have a couple defenders beside him, but was red carded.
Good from North Carolina, picking their moment to actually press. Even though they're down a player, they knew they had them with their backs turned, and so put them under pressure, forced a long ball, weren't able to win it, but that's smart. It's good team defending.
Ben Morris was calling for it, doesn't get it as they bring it back to Michael Bryant. Here's Reese Williams. He was the player taken down by Armstrong. Give and go. Williams with Batista. Batista, a big long frame, 6'7". Nice lead by Detroit City FC. Ryan Williams letting it go. Crank there from Jope.
Good work from Olax and Conway there.
And Kendall gets it right again as Conway gets it back. Conway, far side. Great job pointing out the work of Conway.
Yeah, Conway and Anderson have really they're gonna be key tonight. Can they hold up the ball? They just held up the ball against 4 players with just the 2 of them getting forward. So that's going to be key for them. And Conway's work rate there to get forward, create a chance. They're going to have to pick and choose their moments. They can't do that all night, but that was great work from the both of them.
25 minutes in, still no score. There's McGuire.
North Carolina holding a pretty high line, keeping their lines compact vertically.
Craig turns it over. Now a chance to pounce. Detroit City FC trying to hang on to it. Rodriguez was hoping to get it back. Maxi Rodriguez, the player we featured in the open, is on it now. He'll drop it. Maxi Rodriguez taken away there by Batista. Here's Perez. Perez, pretty good ball to Conway. Wow, really good ball. Conway's touch leads them right into the back line of Detroit City FC that time, Kendall.
Yes, if Conway could have gotten a touch around that defender, he would have beat 3 with 1 touch. Wasn't quite there, but maybe on this one.
Alex Anderson Jr. was off to the races.
I'm surprised. Oh, yep. I was going to say, I'm surprised if that's not a yellow card. Glad the referee has been consistent there.
Mumensa.
Cheeky little touch by Anderson.
So Devin Amu-Mensah, who
Detroit City
played
yellow,
with the Michigan Stars, will get the yellow card. Perez. And we talked about it already, but it's not like Detroit City FC has dominated since the red card.
No, if you didn't know it, you know, the only adjustment, North Carolina has been sitting back, getting numbers behind the ball, but you wouldn't know that they're down 10 at the moment. They're doing a good job of working together as a group, keeping the space in the field small. They're keeping a higher line. There's not a lot of distance between Anderson and their back line, not giving a lot of opportunities in between lines to play. As I say that, they get a ball in between the lines. Detroit hasn't quite found out how to unlock over the top with that high line. I'm sure they'll continue to try.
They're looking for Williams. Perez, who's doing everything right on both sides of the ball, gets it to Martin. Martin stays with it. Martin has Alex Anderson Jr. in front of him, has Perez behind him. That touch got away from him, but he did enough to get it to Conway. Conway quickly trying to find Alex Anderson Jr. I like the idea. The execution just needs to be a little bit better, but a good idea there.
Yes, absolutely. Conway getting his head up, seeing Anderson in that space, didn't quite get the ball over that last defender. But again, really good look. 2 players going against a back 4 or 5, and they were looking threatening. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sports.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Minute 29, no score, USL Championship action, North Carolina FC and Detroit City FC. First time ever for Detroit City at WakeMed Soccer Park, where NCFC is 4-1-5 at WakeMed this year, 17 points. When they score first, they're 4-2-1. When they concede first, they're 1-4-2. Detroit 4-3-1 on the road, so 13 points on the road. That's strong. When they score first, they're 6-3-2. When they concede first, they're 2-0.
Scoring first is important in soccer.
Amen.
Not the whole story, but still an important chapter.
What a tackle from Batista to find Perez. Perez, his passing efficiency has been off the chart here in the first 30 minutes. Conway knows that Rafa's behind him. Finds him! Rafa! Knew exactly where he wanted that and just missed it as he was looking to slide it inside the far post.
Again, really good from North Carolina here, picking up the ball and getting through the midfield quickly, getting numbers forward. See Rafa doing the work. Conway gets his head up. Rafa getting forward, trying to pick out that corner. Just misses that far post. Those are a great chance by North Carolina. Those are the opportunities they're going to be disappointed they can't convert on.
Boy, the combination play, though, after they pick it off has been outstanding. It started right here in front of us, and next thing you know, you got Rafa, the right wing back, with the shot, and he's so good. His accuracy is so good from that area as he just missed right there.
Yeah, wasn't quite able to pick out the corner, but right idea. Just missed a little bit, really driven to that far post. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about that.
Rodriguez drops it back to Michael Bryant. Here's Stephen Carroll.
Again, Detroit having a difficult time breaking this bunker down. Gone around, try to go around a lot. Some great defending here by Perez. Again, doing it on both ends.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Can't get to that one from Batista. It'll be a throw in back to Detroit City FC. Nice pressure from the team, coached by Danny Dickiel. As I mentioned, Trevor James, the sporting director here. I feel like Kendall Fletcher-White, that rain that I was in the middle of, you said you caught the edges of, has cooled it down here tonight. It's pretty pleasant.
Yes, it is, and it's also given a nice little watering to the field. The ball's moving really nice on the pitch. So, yeah, the players aren't going to be disappointed with the cooler weather and a smoother pitch. You never know quite what you're going to get here in North Carolina.
All right, fans, let's check. Keep it out for this Alpaca.
This is a perfect night, great night for fans to be out here watching the game.
I mean, the last couple of days in the middle of the day, it's been just a heater.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting rain. We went through a long stint there where we didn't get anything.
That's well said as well. 32nd minute. Corner kick. Not quite there, and North Carolina FC, down a man, will manage their moments.
So far, so good in that regard. I think they're doing well to be organized, picking the right moments to do the work. So John Bradford has them well organized, playing 10 men down.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157, the new Sirius XM app. Zeros, 33rd minute. North Carolina FC in the all blue. Detroit City FC in the white. A little bit of beige, I guess. Probably in there. What are you calling that, Kendall?
Yeah, we can go with beige. A light brown. I like the maroon, though. You nailed that. That was... You questioned that earlier. That's the right color, maroon.
Their team nickname is Les Rouges. So maybe it's rouge instead of maroon.
Fair point.
34th minute. Detroit City, Les Rouges, founded in 2012 as an amateur soccer club in the National Premier Soccer League. They debuted in the U.S. Open Cup in 2014 as they play that one to nobody. They became a professional team in 2019 in the National Independent Soccer Association, where they won 2 titles, 2020 and 21, the COVID season, as well as the full 21 season. They moved to USL Championship in 2022 and made the playoffs in their first year. got to the playoffs last year, pulled off the biggest upset, beating the Shield winners, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Detroit came into that game with 41 points. Pittsburgh was sitting at 67, and Detroit City, they were indeed rocking with that win over the Riverhounds. They've had 4 players play more than 100 games for Detroit, including their goalkeeper, Nate Steinwasser, Stephen Carroll, Connor Rutz, and Maxi Rodriguez. Good history, and nice to have pro soccer in Detroit Rock City.
Riverhounds, that's quite a...
Pittsburgh Riverhounds, legendary program. They were in a major drought, and they broke out of that drought with a big win the other day at home. We'll have more on that at halftime. Good ball over to Martin. Martin knocked to the ground, and he will get the whistle.
I think if I was Rodriguez, I might be throwing my hands up in there as well. However, the referee has been fairly consistent. He's called those on both sides. And so I think as a player, you just want consistency. So I might not agree with the call. You got to applaud the ref for being consistent on both sides.
Yeah, he has. Started with the red card to Ezra Armstrong right at the 5-minute mark. Perez with the left foot, headed back out, won by Martin. Really good trap, and he turns it over. Read perfectly by Detroit City FC. It's a 3-on-3 opportunity. They'll find Williams. Look at Rafa doing the work.
There's that defending you were talking about, being committed to being a good defensive player, and really added that to his game. It was great individual defending, as Detroit is very dangerous on the counter.
Joe back in the lineup after missing one game. Joe on it again. Rodriguez.
This will be a big 10 minutes for North Carolina. Can they get into halftime without giving up a goal, continuing to do the work as they tire? And Detroit, on the other hand, is going to want to punish them, going to want to get into halftime at least one up.
So I'm not sure if he called a foul or if he's calling a goal kick. I actually felt like it was deflected.
Yeah, there might have been a foul. I think he allowed the game to play because Detroit was in a position to get a shot off. I'm not sure if he missed that deflection. That was certainly a foul on Williams, but the ball fell fortuitously, and it looks like a deflection. I think you might be right, Dean. 2020 vision there.
First time for everything. Off the head of Perez. Ryan Williams, this could be one of those games that might frustrate Olex Anderson Jr. with just 10 men. He'll be a little more isolated up there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Bradford does at halftime. Does he keep Anderson on for a game like this? Does he bring in a different kind of more defensive player? However, as we talked about, Anderson's very dangerous on the counter, especially with Conway. So you've got to kind of make those decisions. I'm sure he'll... Here we go. We see the replay on this effort again. Shot from Morris at the top of the box. Didn't get over it. Central to the goal. He'll want that one back.
To be fair, these 10 have been effective. I got to believe John Bradford's pretty pleased with what he's seen from these 10.
Definitely. They've done a fantastic job. I think you stick with them. I think you are going to have to, because of the load that they're going to be putting in and the work rate, they're going to have to be smart with their subs when they bring those players on. You know, these 10 aren't going to be able to go 90, so who and when do you bring on to maximize and maintain the level that they're at now? But these 10 have done a phenomenal job in this first half of weathering the storm with the red card and making it difficult for Detroit.
So it'll be a throw-in for Batista. Minute 40.
Detroit is seeing a lot of space in behind the back line, but they're trying to get in there with their forwards. They need second man runs in order to exploit that space. Right now their forwards are trying to get it in either a running offside or coming back to the ball. No one's pushing that line. They need to find the forwards as targets, lay it off, get those second man runs coming in again. Center forward just running offside. That was a little bit better effort. You see a lot of players just running off. The timing isn't there. So that's something they'll need to work on for the second half. Can they exploit the space that North Carolina is giving them? But credit to North Carolina for the way they're moving their line.
Town Properties is proud to provide homeowner and condo owner association management to more than 30,000 homes and condos in the Carolinas. Learn more at townwithanE.properties.com. Slip that one in there, as they'll also be the sponsor of Added Time. We'll have a few minutes. The red card and then the injury to Conway. Patience here from Detroit City FC as Kendall Fletcher-White just broke down those two lines. There's a line of 5, a line of 3, and they're only about 10 feet apart from each other.
And I think Williams wanting a deflection on that may have skimmed one of the North Carolina defenders. The ref didn't see it. Yep. Comes off the elbow of Craig, I believe. Arm by his side, so it wasn't a handball, but wouldn't have counted anyways because the ref didn't even see it.
Good job by our crew, producer, director Joe Ferrara, and the gang. Conway. A little cheeky there, kind of lucky to get it back, quite frankly. Here's Perez. Nice ball over to Conway. Batista with the overlap. Batista gets it. Batista, who had to hold his run. Not sure if Conway didn't hear Batista saying that he was coming. Usually you communicate, don't you, when you come forward like that?
Yeah, I think Conway was seeing what the defender was going to do, because the defender started going with Batista, so he needed to keep the ball, but then the defender stepped to Conway, and so then the ball was on to Batista. The timing was a little awkward because of the defender's movement. Well done by the defender. But that's what Conway was thinking, was he was trying to read what the defender was going to do there.
Washington doesn't panic, gets it to Craig. Craig delivers a dime over to Rafa. Rafa trying to fight for it. Rafa, he's so strong.
Yeah.
I mean, his upper body strength, his lower body strength, the man's a machine.
Good battle there by both players, Villanueva and Rafa, going at it.
eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. The score, 0. Minute 44. WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary. USL Championship action on a Friday night. It'll be a goal kick for Jake McGuire.
This is where you're starting to see the legs. Rafa there did the work to get forward. He was a little slow to get back, had to recover. They tried to exploit the space, dove in defensively, but that's the kind of things that being down to 10 men does, is it's just a little extra loading on your legs in order to do the work. But credit to Rafa, he got back, disrupted the play. Goal kick for North Carolina.
Tremendous breakdown by Kendall Fletcher-White, who is throwing the crutches away, I'm assuming. You probably burnt those things, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's hope you don't ever need those again,
That's right.
Kendall.
They're in the back of the closet. The relics, hopefully. I'm out of my brace as well, which is also really nice.
ACL and meniscus, right? The double.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you backing up and at him.
Yeah, now I just need to get back on the pitch. That'll take a little longer.
I love that mentality, though, very much like the Heather O'Reilly mentality. I know you two are tight.
Yep, hanging on to the dream. Gotta get back for TST next year, you know. Gotta have goals in life.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, the TST, they've already set their start date, right? May 31. Suppose they can move it, but I think it's locked and loaded.
Let's go.
So we are keeping an eye on the added time. Brought to you by Town Properties. Here's Williams. Reese Williams with the left foot.
Fans, the fourth official has indicated to be a minimum
Added
of 3
time.
minutes of
The added time is 3
Town
minutes, and it's
Properties.
brought to you by Town Properties.
Provide
Town
homeowner
Properties
and
is
condo
proud
owner
to provide
association
homeowner and
management
condo
to over
owner
30,000
associate
homes and
management
condos in the
to more than
Carolinas.
30,000
Learn more
homes
at
and condos in the
townproperties.com.
Carolinas. Learn more at Town with an E, TOWNE Properties.com. So 3 minutes of added time. That's where we are right now. Reese Williams. Reese Williams nutmegging Batista. And then Williams called for the foul.
Well defended by North Carolina. Batista did very well there to get his body across the player. Could have gone either way, but he got position. Position over possession.
Maybe he didn't nutmeg him, did he, or not? I thought he did live, but
Doesn't count if you don't get it back on the other side, Dean.
that's right.
That's the rule.
Well, he already had the breakaway that led to a red card, and then if you're starting to try to nutmeg players, you might see the bottom of some cleats.
Yeah.
Well done on the shield from number 12, Michael Bryant.
His mustache is very impressive.
It's very distinct. That's well said.
Yes.
Stephen Carroll. Working our way down those 3 minutes of added time, brought to you by Town Properties. Touch there from Martin. As we've got about 30 seconds left here in this first half. That included a red card to Ezra Armstrong, who's so dynamic on that left side for North Carolina FC. Ryan Williams plays with Reese Williams. Reese Williams sends it over, and woof, so close right there. And they're going to call that a goal kick. Wow.
Detroit player down in the box. Great patience, great play here down the right side. Great cross in the box, got runners coming in, connected, couldn't quite keep it on frame. Emo couldn't quite keep it on frame, but that's a great opportunity from Detroit. Looks like Rodriguez is down for Detroit, which is not a good sign for them.
Fans, at the end of the
He'll
first
be okay.
half, Detroit FC 0.
All right, as they
NCFC
tend
0.
to, Rodriguez will step aside here as we got a big halftime covering all things USL and USL Championship. No score at the half. North Carolina FC, Detroit City FC. Stay with us.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
And now, your Children's Hospital. Pediatric anesthesia, surgery, behavioral health, cardiology, emergency care, endocrinology, ENT, gastroenterology, imaging, inpatient medicine, intensive care, neonatology, orthopedics, physical rehab, primary care, pulmonology and sleep medicine, urgent care, urology, weight management, WakeMed Children's.
Kids will be kids. We will be here.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chalfa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
No score here on a Friday night at WakeMed Soccer Park, North Carolina FC and Detroit City FC. The USL's YouTube page has a series called The Experience. It's presented by El Jimador Spiked Baditas Bank. It showcases the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. And the latest episode showcases the Oakland Roots. Let's take a look.
If they know it, but we have a deep hatred for Sacramento.
And this game is going to come to an end in a very chippy way.
So we always show out in Sacramento. A lot of it's from spite.
We love playing that rivalry.
I just make sure that my voice is good to go because I probably only got a half to use it because it's going to be gone.
We don't stop chanting. We don't stop drumming.
Yelling and screaming and chanting.
And we feel it's our responsibility to give the guys the energy.
There's just something about Oakland, and you don't get it anywhere else.
That's not all, as they also have the USL Summer of Soccer Games on big-time networks. It's super exciting, including Detroit City FC.
Two attack-minded coaches face off as Brandon Burke's Hartford Athletics host Danny Dickio's Detroit City FC, with Hartford looking to break a 4-game winless streak, with Detroit City FC sits comfortably in the middle of the Eastern Conference standings.
Check off all of these games, get them saved, DVR them if you can't be there, as the Summer of Soccer USL style on CBS Sports Network, and ESPN2. We'll be back with more, including news and notes, team of the week. You know it, we got it. Zeros, though, at the half.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only walk the past. Running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds
celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
Gonna be Danny Griffin! Oh, that's a wonderful captain's goal for the Riverhounds! Gets it front! No! Michi Angelina!
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
0-0 at the half. The little ones disappearing in the crowd here at WakeMed Soccer Park. Friday night soccer USL Championship style alongside the great Kendall Fletcher-White. I'm Dean Linke, delighted to be with all of you. Take a look at the activity this weekend for USL Championship as Charleston and Miami, Colorado Springs with an early lead over a really good Louisville team.
Yep, and we've got Phoenix and El Paso coming up at 11 p.m. Saturday, Indy take on Tampa Bay, followed by Pittsburgh. Those Riverhounds taking on Hartford Athletic, and then just after them, kicking off FC Tulsa and Memphis.
We took a look at the standings to open the show, but it's worth looking at again. North Carolina FC sitting at 22. And the top 8 make the playoffs.
Yeah, so we talked about how big this is for North Carolina. 3 points off Rhode Island, who's just above them, but they have a game in hand. So can they get some points out of tonight? Even being down 10 men would make a big difference getting into playoff position.
Louisville City in first place. Charleston Battery just 1 point behind. Indy has made the Open Cup semifinal, knocking off Atlanta United. They'll play Kansas City. That is huge for USL Championship.
Yes, that is a big game. Love the Open Cup. That's part of the USL this year.
You see Jennings propelling the Rowdies, and the goalless drought is over for the aforementioned Pittsburgh Riverhounds as they thrashed Oakland 5-0. First 5-goal game since 2021, ending a 585-minute goalless streak, which is rare for a program as great as Pittsburgh.
They opened those levees and let that river water run
rivers
back in. Yeah,
all 3 of them. As the team of the week, as Bob Lilly, the coach of the week after those 5 goals for the Riverhounds. Aaron Malloy, big-time player for Charleston Battery on there as well.
And then Etu scoring the first and last goal in that 5-0 thrashing for the Riverhounds.
All right, good look around USL Championship. What a great league. No score in this one between North Carolina FC and Detroit City FC. We'll be back with the highlights in the start of the second half.
With a family like that to take care of, the 2 of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the 2 of you.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. with more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Welcome back. Halftime winding down here at WakeMed Soccer Park. I mentioned some fans rolling in from Detroit City FC, La Rouge, and NCFC fans flexing their muscles. Kendall Fletcher White style. She's got the guns out too.
Sun's out, guns out. The sun's kind of disappearing. That moon was out real bright though.
Let's go to work and show you the first half highlights, including the red card to Ezra Armstrong.
Yeah, 5th minute again. Great counterattack by Detroit. Unlucky by Armstrong. He was just trying to get on the inside track. There were players recovering. Was that the last defender? The referee thought so, so he sent him off. Tough call, but great response from North Carolina. Good play here by Anderson. Good ball by Perez. Rafa doing the work to get forward. Finds
Martin
at the top of the box. Couldn't quite put it away. Again, we look at the quick transition from North Carolina. They've been doing a good job getting their chances on the transition. Rafa getting forward, so close to that far post. Really good work from North Carolina. Here at the end of the half from Detroit, getting in on this wide right. Great ball into the box. Ammo couldn't quite keep it on frame. That was their best chance of the half. You see the stats here. Detroit City, not surprising, has a few more shots on goal than North Carolina, but none of those have been super threatening yet. Possession is obviously in Detroit's favor by being up 10 players. One corner for North Carolina, but again, not a bad showing for North Carolina for being down 10 men from the 5th minute of the half.
Take a look at the upcoming schedules for both of these teams. North Carolina FC with home games. They'll head to Rhode Island. That'll be huge, as we saw the 8-9. They'll be back here at WakeMed Soccer Park on August 10th to take on Colorado Springs. Detroit City's got 3 home games out of 5. They've got Sacramento on July 27th, Rhode Island on August 3rd, and Pittsburgh on August 7th. Both teams back out there ready to go. All right, Kendall, you just got your A license. Congratulations. I bow down to you.
Thank you.
I know how huge that is, and you got it with Heather O'Reilly. So take me inside the locker room. John Bradford, his team down a man. What did he say to his club?
I'm sure he congratulated him on the work that they had done in that first half and how resilient they were in figuring that out and not giving up anything to Detroit in that difficult circumstance. He probably would have gone over a few tactics, talked about their plan going forward, what it's going to look like later in the half, probably went over some subs that they need to do, and talked about how they might be able to get forward and capitalize. For Detroit, hopefully their coach is talking to them about how to exploit that space in behind North Carolina when they're higher up the field. Again, their second man runs, not always doing what the first attacking player, but he's going to want them to go at them, maybe start to press a little bit, really put them under the pump, and challenge them because they're going to get tired as the game goes on. So they're really going to want to get points out of this game being up for almost the full 90 minutes.
That's why she got her A license right there, folks. Next level tactical breakdown from Kendall Fletcher White. For those of you in Detroit, you should Google Kendall Fletcher. She won at least one national championship in North Carolina, maybe 2, 1. And then she won some shields with the Reign, right? How many?
We won 2 shields.
2 shields with the Reign, and she was the really the primary coach for the U.S. women's team that won the TST. You want some other stuff too, Kendall? You can go ahead and try to match me brag for brag if you want.
No, you're doing great.
What'd I miss?
The U19, first ever U19 Women's World Cup. We were world champions there. That was a pretty big highlight.
Just world champions.
In BD.
No big deal. That was in Canada, right?
That was. We played Canada in the final in front of a roaring crowd, Canadian crowd of 60,000 fans.
Wow.
It was a fantastic atmosphere until we scored the winning goal. Then it got silent. Each team here hoping to find the winning goal here in this second half.
Detroit City FC comes out with that same patience. Jope will bring it all the way back. Stephen Carroll played in, knocked out, but it will be a goal kick for Jake McGuire and North Carolina FC.
Detroit already a little bit more effective in breaking down that North Carolina defense. North Carolina is going to have to start focused here, get back to their blocks that they were in that first half.
Second and third ball controlled by the visitors, Detroit City FC. Here comes Conway. Conway has it taken away. Villanueva, number 3, gives it back to Ryan Williams. Of course, the North Carolina Courage also has a Ryan Williams, one of the best right backs in the NWSL. She'll feature here tomorrow against the Orlando Pride. See Detroit City FC just kind of cutting, probing, trying to find that magical pass to break into the 18.
Every single one of North Carolina players behind the ball on top of the 18, making it really difficult to go through.
Yeah, North Carolina FC is fluid on that line of 4 and 5. Olex Anderson Jr. even dropped back there, and he is rewarded now as he'll pick it up. Olex Anderson Jr., different kind of pace. And that is why you called it right, Kendall Fletcher-White. He stays in here.
Yeah, such a threat. And I like that he looked for Conway there, who's making a slashing run. Couldn't quite get it over the defender's foot. Maybe lift it next time. But a great attack by North Carolina. Very patient defending that led to them getting forward, and now they're controlling the ball.
And his pace, it's like you hit the DVR, right? And fast forward, right? The way he runs.
Yeah.
Minute 50.
It's like listening to a podcast in two times speed.
Rafa, fan favorite, the Brazilian, knocked to the ground. Joe takes down Rafa. Go ahead.
Very emphatic whistle from the referee, I think, showing his displeasure. Juke.
No card for Jope, though, right? I didn't see one.
No, just a warning with the whistle. That was next. That's the whistle. It says next time it's a yellow.
Spoken like a coach who just got her A license.
See what Perez is going to do with the ball. Again, Detroit can be susceptible on set pieces. Not a good enough ball there from Perez, a little short.
For those of you that don't know, U.S. Soccer stamps the approval, and this is hardcore courses for the highest license in coaching, and the A license is, well, there's also a pro one too, right? So there's one more? Okay.
There is a pro, yep.
Yeah, help the viewers out there explain the A license, because I kind of just let it hang out there a little bit, Kendall.
Yeah, obviously you can, I think you can start with your F. There's grassroots courses you can do. The A license is kind of a course that teaches you how to manage a team across a season with all the different factors that are in play with periodizing training and recovery and rest, and how you develop individual players as well as team players, and what's your programming for that. And it's really great information. It's a long course. It's about 10 to 11 months. So I just finished that. You have to kind of defend. You have a summative assessment, which is kind of like defending your thesis at the end of the course. But it's great information, and U.S. Soccer has really tried to do a lot to help develop coaches in this country, because it has direct influence on the players and the product that we put on the field at the end of the day. And so they take seriously the candidates that get selected in the course and who get through it.
All right, well done. The pro license, I know Sean Nahas has got it. Pretty sure John Bradford also has it.
Yeah, so you can have an A pro or an A youth. So it just depends on which team you're working with at the time. And then obviously the pro, you have to be working with a pro team in order to go through that course. And I think that looks at the entire environment that you're managing over, I think, a year and a half, or, you know, it's quite a long course. They come into your environment, whereas with your A, you're going to different places for a few days at a time. But they come into your environment in the pro license and see what you're doing and how you're doing it. And yeah, so it's just another step up.
Player down for North Carolina FC.
Head injury, so they'll stop that right away.
I think it's Batista. Trainer for North Carolina FC will make his way out there. Malou is available on the bench for John Bradford. Rafa and Bryce Washington will come over for some water. Villanueva also headed over for Detroit City FC. No score.
And you'll probably see the North Carolina players taking opportunities like this throughout the half. Obviously, I think Batista got a knock on the head, but anytime there's an opportunity for the players to get a little water, to get a little rest, they're going to look to slow the game down in moments like this to manage the game with 10 men.
Batista.
Fans, mark your calendars. Man City and Celtic FC coming to Wakeman Soccer Park to hold an open practice on July 22nd. Join us to watch two of the biggest international teams before they face off in Chapel Hill. For more information, visit NorthCarolinaFC.com or scan the QR code on the video board.
Good to see he's up and looks okay.
So back to live action. Detroit City FC in the white tops. North Carolina FC in the all blue. Williams. Bryant. Batista.
Letting his presence known that he's back on the field.
Kind of lucky he didn't get a card right there.
Yeah.
I like this Detroit City FC team.
Yeah, they've got some dangerous components to their squad. You know, the game is what it is, but I'm disappointed that we're not 11v11. I think the fireworks would have really gone off against these two teams. I think they play similar styles. Would have been fun to watch. Obviously, this has been a tactical game as well, but...
Yeah, that's so well said. That red card coming 5 minutes into the game. Fortunate not even on purpose, just in this cycle of running. Ezra Armstrong clipped it. Olex Anderson Jr. comes flying in there. Olex Anderson Jr. out of nowhere. And he's going to get a yellow card too.
I think the speed with which Anderson came in there didn't play to his favor. Let's see it again. Closing it down. Yeah, it's a tough one. Might have clipped his ankle. I don't think there was much malice in it. May have looked a little clumsy. Ref has been calling it tight this game, so again, it's consistent with how the ref's been calling the game. But the North Carolina players will have to be careful with the cards that they're picking up.
I will say, though, going back to your comment about watching Olex Anderson Jr. run is like speeding up a podcast. I mean, he's so fast that it looks worse than it is. I mean, he does get there.
Yeah, I think his speed actually was a detriment in that situation. But he did a great job. The defender wasn't expecting him to close it down that quickly. And I think Anderson did a good job of getting his foot on it. He's still a little upset. Got to move on now, but...
Yeah, he got there. All right, 57th minute.
Again, North Carolina just teasing Detroit to play it in behind, and dropping and reading it, controlling that back line really, really well. Been impressed with Craig, Washington, and Batista back there. They've done a great job moving their line, organizing, making it difficult for Detroit to break them down.
North Carolina FC, led by Olex Anderson. He's second on the team in goals with 4 and leads the team in shots. Colin Martin's had a good game. He leads the team in passes with more than 800 and tackles. And Lamar Batista, making his 100th career USL Championship appearance, is second on the team in clearances, duels, and aerial duels. There's Maldonado. Good ball to Conway. Conway might have a seam to find Olex Anderson Jr. Needs to find it. Instead, oh my goodness, making the run was Perez. Olex took a player and Perez was open. Conway didn't see him.
Couldn't quite get the ball off his foot. Again, great run by Anderson to drag the defenders. I thought Conway might play him in behind. He may have been offside. Great work by Perez to get forward.
Anderson, good move down near the end line. Nobody home near post as Conway had already made his run.
I think Conway needs to show a little bit more patience there. I think you're right, Dean. That near post is where the ball is going to go. You always got to get that run. And you've got to take your run off the timing of the player on the ball when they're ready to play it. So I think Conway should have held his run a little bit longer and slashed across that near post. That was a great run by Anderson and a great ball.
A couple sparks here from the home team, down a player against this talented Detroit City FC team. Maxi Rodriguez, who leads the team in goals with 7, second assist with 3, 2 for 2 on PKs. Villanueva will drop it all the way back. We have the best seat in the building looking down, and the line of 5 and the line of 4 is there. Still, it almost snuck through. Trying to get on the end of it was Mo.
And that's the second time in this half he's been in that dangerous position, almost inside the 6 with 2 defenders on him, and he's gotten a shot at the ball. So Detroit looking much more dangerous. That looks like a tactic that they're going for in the second half. So Washington and Craig are going to have to be all over that.
Elvis Ammo, by way of Italy, spent some time with Hartford. And it looks like Detroit City going to go to their bench and make several changes. As they play it up, James Murphy, who previously played with Monterey Bay FC, one of the players. Number 13, Matt Sheldon. Also looks like he might come on. Could be 3 players, maybe even 4 here coming for Detroit City FC. Batista.
Which is an interesting move. Maybe he's looking to get fresh legs. Anderson needs to be careful there. Maybe he's looking to get fresh legs on against 10 men who are fatigued and see if they can catch one with the fresh legs. It's a lot of subs to make it one time.
Villanueva, marked by Rafa. Looking for ammo, Paco Craig, the captain, was there. Batista off his head. Ooh, nobody home. North Carolina FC will get it back in minute 62.
That was Rodriguez for Detroit trying to make that deeper run to get in behind. The ball wasn't quite there. But more of the same from Detroit, struggling to break down and get through this North Carolina block.
It is going to be 4 players coming in. I mentioned Sheldon and Murphy. As also coming in is Brett Levi's, who played with FC Tulsa. And into the game, a player I know really well, Victor Becerra, on loan from Chicago Fire and Chicago Fire 2. He was a all Big Ten selection at Indiana, where he would hit bombs, and I would call him Bazooka from Becerra for
nice
several
one,
years.
Nice one.
His brother is now
Detroit
playing
City
for Indiana.
Substitutions brought to you by Restore Hyper Wellness. Coming out of the match, number 4, Ryan Williams. Coming in, number 6, James Murphy for Detroit.
They said they're
Also
2
coming out of the
outside
match,
backs.
number 12, Michael Bryant. Coming in, number 13, Matthew Sheldon.
Maybe they're looking
Coming
to
out,
put some
number
more
3,
attacking players
Alexander
on to see if they
Villanueva. Coming in, number
can
17,
get a goal here in the second
Brett
half.
Levis. And number 19, stepping off the pitch, Taki Elvis Amo. Coming
Yeah,
in, number 7,
4
Victor
new players here
Becerra.
as
Restore Hyper
Detroit
Wellness
City
up for
FC
Detroit
with the
City,
player advantage,
63rd minute.
bringing on those fresh legs.
Here's one of those fresh legs now. Offside.
Brett Levi's offside flag is up. So Villanueva sits down, Bryan sits down. Four wholesale changes from Detroit City FC. And their head coach, Danny Dicchio. Minute 64. Martin does enough to find Rafa. Rafa had Maldonado, kind of dribbled into trouble. Detroit City FC goes the other way. Detroit City FC, right flank, trying to get to the end line. Little clip from Louis Perez, and then the shoulder right in front of the assistant referee. They'll call that every day. Town Properties is proud to provide homeowners and condo owner associate management to more than 30,000 homes and condos in the Carolinas. You can learn more by going to town with an E, TOWNE properties.com. Minute 65. 4 new players in for Detroit City FC. Left foot. Punched out of there by McGuire. A really good ball. It'll be a throw-in down near the corner flag. Opposite side. Detroit City FC. And the way Detroit City FC is moving, it feels like 4 new players have come on.
Yeah.
Levi's.
Still struggling with ideas of how to break down this block of North Carolina. Still think a little too impatient to run in behind.
Levi's. Joe had it for a second. Sheldon just came in. There's a good cross. Both Craig and Washington were there. Becerra cannot unleash the bazooka. Good defending there from North Carolina FC. Hear a pin drop other than the drum over there right now as Carolina FC trying to hang on down a man for what will be 85 minutes, and Martin making a great run. Martin now finds Anderson. Anderson! It's 1-0. You called it, Kendall. You started the show with that combo.
Here we go. We see Martin picks it up, gets the ball out to Anderson, who pulled wide. This is a fantastic outside of the foot ball, right on the head of Conway. Just had to put it into the frame of the goal. Again, look at this ball from Anderson. Such a great, fantastic ball, and that's a fantastic header. I mean, the placement of that, the counterattack, that is a well-deserved goal from North Carolina. The defending is what led to that, but then being able to capitalize by Conway and Anderson is fantastic.
Team high 7th goal from Evan Conway. Olex Anderson's 3rd assist to go with his 4 goals. And Kendall Fletcher-White, I'm telling you, she did it on Monday, picked those 2, and on Friday night they deliver.
Yeah, you can see their partnership developing in the last couple of games. It's great to see that they got a product tonight, especially in a game like this, where it has not been easy for them to get opportunities to go forward. Credit to them. They've been doing the defensive work, and then they made it count when they needed to.
Maldonado.
Not sure what that whistle was. Offside.
Wow, how about North Carolina FC? Down a man since minute 5, and they now at minute 70 have a 1-0 lead. It'll be the longest 20 minutes they've ever seen, but right now feeling pretty good.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how the game changes for both teams. Detroit's going to have to come out, I think, and put a little bit more pressure on North Carolina. It'll be a bit of the same from North Carolina having to defend in that block, but if they can keep the ball and keep it on this end of the field, that's the best case scenario. Don't want to get countered, though.
Wow, the 4 wholesale changes from Danny Dicchio, and North Carolina FC responds with that breakout goal. The touch from Anderson Jr., just splendid. And then the finish from Conway, but man, the pass from Anderson, fantastic.
And I think that's an area of his game he has really developed since last year. He's obviously a prolific goal scorer, but I think that's the 3rd assist for him.
Maldonado to Anderson! What a ball from Mikey Maldonado.
Yeah, Talk about a ball. But that's Olex Anderson's 3rd assist of the season, which is fantastic for him.
Detroit City FC. Wow, that would have been epic if Maldonado from way downtown found Anderson over there. What a pass that was.
Yeah. Maldonado's been the unsung hero for me in this game.
100%.
The work he's done defensively, but also winning the ball, keeping it simple, and playing out. You almost don't notice it because it's so clean and simple and easy. But it's been huge, the work he's done for this North Carolina team.
Massive. You beat me to it.
Yeah,
I swear.
Dean.
No, it's awesome. I feel the same way. I mean, we haven't said his name, but he is doing what he needs to do as that holding midfielder, particularly a man down. And unsung heroes, the perfect 2 words right there. There's Maldonado. Another good pass to Anderson. Anderson might be going out, and he won't be happy about it, as he has been a key part. Raheem Summersaw coming on. This is usually the time where they'll put in a defensive player for an attacking player, down a man and up a goal. Try to hang on. Maybe Anderson Jr. will be okay as he's just trotting right now.
Yeah, he may want to stay on to get a goal, but he'll know the work that he has to do and has already done. Credit to him. There's going to be a lot of tired legs out there, but that goal will certainly give them some energy to hopefully get through the end of this last 20 minutes.
Detroit City FC into the hands of McGuire as they were looking to find Ben Morris.
Now it's really on Detroit to see if they can adjust, and what adjustments are they going to make? Are they going to keep doing much of the same, or are they going to try something new? They obviously put in 4 new subs, but what have they brought on? Has anything new happened from those changes?
Excellent work by Conway as he earns the whistle. Raheem Summersaw. It is going to be Olex Anderson Jr. And actually, by Olex walking away, actually looks to be fair play to the referee. And Olex Anderson
Fans,
Jr.
put your hands
taking his
together for your
time.
number 9, Olex Anderson.
Really big time game from him.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning. From the minute the red card happened, it shifted how North Carolina was going to have to play. His role changed a lot. The work he had to do defensively, but then the work he had to put in to go forward, and oftentimes just 2 players forward against 4 or 5 defenders. And so he's been a nuisance all night. He did his job so well and made it count when he needed to with a phenomenal assist to Conway. Job well done.
Bojangles on the way to the game.
Maldonado's going to let Perez take this one. The way he's been dropping dimes, he might have wanted to be behind the ball right now.
Yeah, Perez hasn't been quite as dangerous tonight as he normally is.
It's not a terrible ball.
He's got it over the back line.
Offside anyway on North Carolina FC.
Detroit's going to look to up the pace, get the ball back in play as quickly as possible, get the ball forward.
Matthews looks to be the final sub for Coach Dicchio and Detroit City FC as they find themselves down. They go off of Summersaw on a corner kick. They got to buckle down right here.
Let's chant, keep it out on this Alpaca opposing corner kick.
Yeah, these are the games that if North Carolina wants to make the playoffs, that they have to see out. They have to capitalize on the work that they've put in, put a full 90 minutes together, get the result.
Minute 76. Defended perfectly there. Great tackle. Sent across, McGuire's got it. And McGuire will work the clock here a little bit.
Restore Hyperwellness substitution for Detroit City FC in the 77th minute of play.
So Matthews going to come into the game.
Rodriguez. Stepping onto the pitch, number 27, Yazid Matthews. Detroit City sub, 77th minute.
It's an interesting decision to bring Rodriguez off the field. One of their more effective goal scorers.
So Yazid Matthews into the game. He's from South Africa. Spent some time with AFC Ann Arbor.
I wouldn't be surprised if they change formations.
Shaft Brewer Jr. getting ready to come on, number 28. Started the game against Sacramento.
Don't foul here.
Martin sends it out. Brewer Jr. and Cervania. Back across. (1-0) North Carolina FC down a player. Let's take a look at the difference maker right now.
Here we go, counterattack. Goes out to Anderson on that left side. This beautiful bending ball with his right foot into Conway, back of the net. Again, can't say enough about this cross from Anderson. That is just a beauty. And again, Conway, that's not an easy finish. It may seem like it, but he made it look simple.
So Perez and Martin coming out. Shaft Brewer and Cervania coming in.
Martin is the one who played the ball out to Anderson on that goal, and both Perez and Martin put in a big shift tonight and did a phenomenal job in their roles.
Minute 80. Somersault got a piece of it first, then Rafa. Now Brewer's got to back up. Brewer had to put on the brakes. Murphy. Detroit City FC.
Looks like they've moved to almost a 5 front here. Maybe 2 forwards, pushing their 10 higher. Looking to get numbers on that back line.
They do have 5 at the top of the line.
They found success by getting it wide and crossing it in the box. It's been the only real way they've gotten around North Carolina.
Levi's.
Haven't found much success getting through or over.
Minute 81. That's huge right there. Well done by Brewer.
It looks like they put Brewer out on the right and move Rafa a little higher up the field.
Yeah, that's a nice move by John Bradford. It's knowing your team.
Yes, I was going to say that Rafa might need to be subbed just because of the work that he's done there. And that's where they're looking to attack, so that was a great decision to bring in some fresh legs out here on this wide area on the right and on the left.
Yeah, Rafa, he's got one of those motors that he rarely does get pulled.
Yeah, so Brewer's come on the right, Svenja's gone on the left. And those wide positions, the ones that are being the most exploited right now. So that was really smart by Bradford to bring in some fresh legs in that position, in those two positions.
There he is, Rafa.
Looks like he just got out of a swimming pool. He's done so much work.
Maldonado. Cervania over to Brewer. Brewer.
Fresh legs.
Yeah, feeling it. Brewer knocks it over. Rafa can hit it. He does. Denied. Trying to stay with it. Now North Carolina FC just has to be careful not to open it up too much. These fresh legs, dynamic here from Brewer.
And they've switched Cervania and Rafa, now putting Rafa on the left, Cervania on the right. It almost worked out brilliantly, getting Rafa out there, coming inside onto his right foot.
Batista. See some heavy legs now for North Carolina FC. They have had to go all but 5 minutes down a player. Fourth minute. Somersault. Cervania. Maldonado. Good tackle.
He reminds me a lot of Sully, just a little bulldog in there.
Sully, Denise O'Sullivan. Sorry, I heard Sully. I didn't know who you were talking about.
Sorry, didn't bring the context in. I thought you'd get it with the bulldog.
Well, and you know I love Denise O'Sullivan. Well done, Cervania.
This is great from North Carolina. Getting in the attack, getting a corner, another chance to waste some time.
And make some noise for the boys on this Alpaca Peruvian charcoal chicken corner kick.
Detroit has got to get the ball. They've got to keep the ball. They can't let North Carolina do this if they want to try to get back in the game.
Rafa, he's such a character. He knew the referee wanted to bother him with hustling over there, and he came back and said, "Excuse me, I can't hear you." 86 minutes.
Oh, got a yellow card, wasting time. They'll happily take that.
86th minute.
I have been impressed with the maturity that North Carolina has showed tonight with their composure, the way that they adjusted seamlessly into one game plan all of a sudden, going down to 10 men in the first 5 minutes and just doing the job. And they've stayed consistent in it, and they've worked well together, taking advantage of the opportunities that they've had. It's been a really impressive showing for North Carolina, and now they just need to see it over the line.
Costa will come on.
Fans, put your hands together for number 14, Ralph
Conway, the goal scorer, will come off. Malou will come on. I didn't catch the number.
Justin Malou. Also coming out.
Rafa's off and Metzinger's off.
Okay. So
Conway's off.
16, Rodrigo da Costa. NCFC subs to the 87th minute of play.
Minute 87. North Carolina FC. Caught a lot of games out here. Started with the Railhawks in 2007. This will be one of the more memorable ones. Going down a man 5 minutes in, if they can somehow hang on. I hope I didn't jinx them, but certainly if they can get 3 points down a player for almost the entire game, huge.
Yes, it is. I mean, that's a tremendous feat to ask against a team that's doing quite well right now and that is effective offensively.
Right, as I mentioned, the Railhawks, the train comes flying through. Great crew: Joe Ferrara, Paul Beam, Ian Lang, Brian Ware, Tanner King, Orion Gibbons, Mark Dry, Larry McLean, Daniel Bentley, and Chad Lampman, who I shouldn't have said his name because he didn't want me to say the names, but great crew.
Yeah, the crew's been fantastic tonight. All of them. Love working with this crew, with you, Dean. It's a fun night.
I feel like we need to say hi to Larry McLean's wife, who he tells me is watching. Cervania. Cervania down.
It's going to take his time getting up. You know, in some ways, I think going down to 10 men helps slow the game down and make it more difficult for Detroit. Detroit is a very counterattacking team. They like to get the game going, and when North Carolina went down to 10 men, it kind of took that element of the game away a little bit. It's actually how they went down to 10 men. Detroit had a counter, and it made the game much more of a half-field game with North Carolina sitting back in, which I don't think they would have done that originally, and Detroit just hasn't had an answer for that. And so in some ways it's been good for North Carolina and has shown that Detroit has struggled to kind of break down that kind of half-field game.
Cervania. Wow, you talk about managing. I love you used the word maturity earlier, and I think you did anyway, right? I mean, talking about North Carolina FC,
Absolutely.
And they're showing it right
One more
here.
time, fans. Let's make some noise for the boys on this alpaca corner.
This is a very well-managed, well-coached team. You can tell they knew exactly what to do, but credit to the players to executing on the field, because it's not always, you can know the game plan, but it's not always easy to do it. But credit to the coaching staff.
Minute 90 as we wait to find out how much Town Properties added time we will have. Levi's. Malou comes in as another defensive rock for North Carolina FC. Malou could easily be starting, as he started several games. Wow! Holy Toledo! As there'll be 7 minutes of added time brought to you by Town Properties. Town Properties is proud to provide homeowner and condo owner association management to more than 30,000 homes and condos in the Carolinas. Learn more at townwithaneproperties.com. 7 minutes. Wow! Back across. Yes, Summersall started on the bench to start the season, got in there, was phenomenal, then left for his national team, and during that time, the combination of Maldonado and Martin had stepped up, but Raheem Summersall brings quality off the bench.
Yes, he does, and he's done a good job since coming in. Has helped Maldonado in there, and in terms of doing the defensive work, getting forward, controlling the game. 7 minutes is a big chunk of time. I think the referee hasn't appreciated the slowness to some of North Carolina's restarts.
Ooh, Batista had been yearning for a yellow card, and he gets one there. He knew it was coming.
Probably a smart one. Slows the game down.
So we played 90 seconds, Kendall Fletcher-White, of the 7 minutes. That is a long time to hang on.
It is, but I guess they've done it for 92 so far. What's 7 more?
Batista. Jope. Little deflection. Wow, nervy tackle there from Summersall. Nice soft touch, Detroit City FC. Becerra, yes! And Becerra comes off the bench and gets the equalizer. It went off a North Carolina FC player, but I think hit hard enough where he might get credit for the goal. And they're tied at 1.
Yeah, and credit to Detroit for getting back in this game. Just bringing the ball back up. I think there was a little confusion on who was responsible for who. This is a great ball into the box. It's just dangerous. Strikes it as hard as he can. Deflection. See if it was on frame before the deflection. I think it was.
It was off
and
Washington.
That's what happens when you get into the box in dangerous areas. You can make things happen like that. North Carolina will be disappointed that they allowed that in the closing minutes of the game. But credit to Detroit for continuing to push, continuing to get the ball in the box. Conversation happening now between both coaches.
Looks like a card was issued, a red card, I guess. Player leaving.
Detroit City FC goal by NCFC own goal in added time. Also in added time, red card shown to Detroit City number 27, Victor Becerra.
Yeah. It's not Becerra, I don't think.
No, he's still on the field.
I think it was Matthews. Yazid Matthews. Becerra, not quite a bazooka, but enough to make it 1-1.
Now, North Carolina is going to have to be careful here that they don't give up another. When they went down to 10 men a few games ago, they gave up 2 or 3 goals in the waning minutes of the game, so they're going to want to stay focused. Detroit's going to want to keep going at them. They're at 10. Both our teams are at 10, so that's a little reprieve for North Carolina.
Detroit City FC.
And can North Carolina switch gears and get this ball forward? Not sure what the red card was issued for.
correction on the Detroit City red card with number 27, Yazid Matthews.
Becerra with the touch. Becerra's shot went off of Washington. Do you give Becerra the goal, or do you call it an own goal?
What's the rule? If it's on frame when it's struck, it should be given to the player. I think that's how it works. If it was off frame and the player redirects it on a goal.
So officially on the stat tracker for this game, they are giving Becerra credit for the goal. So you nailed it, Kendall Fletcher-White. Becerra will come back defensively as this game will finish out 10v10. About 20 seconds left. Oh, I thought North Carolina FC was going to have a chance to settle and bring it back in, but a whistle. I mean, I had to look at the clock as you see John Bradford, because I like what you said earlier, that it was kind of too bad as the excitement for these two teams going even 11v11, right? Dashed. Now they do have the chance here with just seconds remaining to go 10v10. Dwyer handles it. Good touch. A joke into
Game
space.
opening up a little bit now. Seconds to go, I would imagine.
Oh, he's going to add on a little bit because of that red card, right?
Yeah. Well, Detroit's probably has the more attacking players on. We've probably brought a lot of defensive players on. May lean in their favor at the moment.
That's a great point. Flag is up. Becerra offside.
Becerra has been dangerous since he's come on. Not only creating the goal, but he's had a couple of chances in this half, just with his movement.
And that will be the whistle. We talked about the fact that if North Carolina FC would have held on, it would have been a historic win. Detroit City FC had something to say as the final score is 1-1.
Yeah, I think if you would have asked North Carolina if they would have taken a 1-1 when they went down to 5 men in the 5th minute, they might have taken it, but how the game has gone, they'll be very disappointed with that result. Credit to them, though. They worked hard, they got a goal, and credit to Detroit getting back into it. Maybe a fair result in the end.
We're not done here. We'll come back to put a bow on it. North Carolina FC 1, Detroit City FC 1. Stay with us. We'll be back to wrap it up.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast. But at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
The North Carolina FC faithful thought because of a goal from Conway they'd be peeling out of here with a whole lot of how about North Carolina FC. But in extra time, Detroit City FC, Coach Dicchio, they get the equalizer. Your final score 1-1. Dean Linke alongside Kendall Fletcher-White. And let's take a look at the highlights in this one.
And here we go in the 5th minute. Great counterattack from Detroit. Tangle of legs. There were recovering defenders, but the ref saw it as a last defender. Red card.
Ezra Armstrong
Sent off in the 5th minute. Credit to North Carolina, though. They kept fighting. They organized themselves. Ball out here. Watch this fantastic ball from Anderson into Conway halfway through the second half. This is a fantastic goal. These two players are starting to form a partnership that is becoming really, really dangerous.
That's down a player for a long, long way.
But Detroit wasn't done. They kept probing. They kept going. They get the ball into a dangerous area inside the box with a shot on frame. Flexion off the defender. Unfortunate for McGuire. Can't quite keep it out of the back of the net, but credit to Detroit for not giving up and scoring in the extra time, getting the equalizer.
Becerra with the answer. And those are the final stats.
Yeah, as you can see, makes sense with the possession with North Carolina being down 10 for most of the game, but a pretty even game on all accounts. Credit to North Carolina, again, being down 10 to put on a performance like that, but Detroit coming back and finding the equalizer and getting something out of the game. I think both teams will be disappointed with the result, but it keeps both of them in the hunt for the playoffs, so at the end of the day, some good stuff for both teams.
Big-time assist from Olex Anderson Jr. A little bit of heartbreak, I think, for North Carolina FC as they get one, but having, as you said, played down a player for so long with Becerra with the answer, perhaps both teams happy with the result. That's going to do it. I want to thank Kendall Fletcher-White, Joe Farrar, and the rest of the crew. Mad props to Brian Ware for his amazing research. For each and every one of them and all of you, I'm Dean Linke saying so long from WakeMed Soccer Park. Once again, your final score, North Carolina FC 1 and Detroit City FC 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.